Hey there, welcome back. Friends, we have our Eclipse which is up and running. The Tomcat server is started and we are all set to code our first Hello World program using JSP. For doing so, let us add one new project, and the project would be Dynamic Web Project. The name could be like Hello World and everything else looks good. So click on next, then again click on next. This context root means this particular text would be an identifier in the URL for the particular project. And we would definitely talk more on the URL and this context root. As of now, don't worry about this much, but we're gonna check that where this particular text would be used. Let's click finish. And here we go. Now friends, whenever we work with JSP and servlets, this is the structure of the project. In here, the servlets are classes and hence it is placed under Java resources, whereas the JSP and HTML content is placed under web content. To start with, let us understand how to code a very simple Hello World program by creating a servlet. For doing so, I will select Java resources first, then right click and add new servlet. The project would be obviously Hello World. Package name could be Hello and class name would be Hello World again. Alright, we will click on next. Everything looks good to me. Again, next, here we go. So in here, there are a couple of methods which Eclipse can code for us, and as of now we simply need doGet method. Now why doGet method? Don't worry about this as of now. Let's click finish. Here we go. So in here a template is being generated by Eclipse and we can proceed further and start coding. Now even though Eclipse has coded this particular template for us, but even then there are a couple of issues, and the issue is because couple of classes is not resolved by Eclipse by default. If I hover on this particular errors, the error are the import java x.servlet cannot be resolved, and how we can fix it. Now this particular issue is common, and in order to fix this we simply need to right click on this project and navigate to build path, configure build path, and in here we need to add external jar, and this external jar is provided by Tomcat 9. And which library we need to add? This Servlet API. Open and apply and again OK. Here we go, and the issue is vanished. So all we need to start with programming is in front of us. Let us talk about this doGet method now. Now whenever a URL hit a specific URL, this doGet method gets called, and there are two parameters: HTTP servlet request, here is the object for request, and HTTP servlet response, and response is the object for HTTP servlet response. Now request means when we are requesting particular information, whereas response means that whatever information we are giving in response. So as if now we are not requesting any particular resource using the URL directly, so we will make use of response. As if now, let's get rid of it. In here we will be making use of, for example, system.out.println, sysout, and autocomplete by control space, and let me type in hello world in here. Now if I do so, it will type in this text hello world to the console and not to the web browser. Let me execute this program first. Restart server. Here we go. Hello world is being printed on the console but not on the web browser. Let me also copy this URL and open this URL directly on the web browser. Now as we have called this particular URL again, hello world has been printed on the console twice. Now in order to print the particular text on the web browser, we need to make use of this response object, and the way is pretty simple. We will type in print writer, the object name maybe print equals, in here we need to type in response dot get writer. Here we go. And now by making use of this print object, we would type in the text on the console. So it would be print ln, and obviously we can also type in HTML tags in here, maybe for example h1 and closing h1. Here we go. And inside this tag we will be printing hello world. This looks good. Let's execute this code. Next and finish. Now always choose this restart server option. Why? The reason is that if there is anything which is cached by Tomcat, that particular cached memory would be reset and you will get a perfect result. No inconsistency would be there. So let's click OK, and it will take a minute to restart and execute the code once again. And here we go, hello world. And if we view source, then it would be the exact text which we have printed on the web browser. If I again copy it and paste it on the web browser, obviously, oops, here we go, view page source, obviously the output would be same. So this is all about today's session, and we will again check more and how to work with JSP in forthcoming lectures. I hope I have made myself clear and lecture was understandable and easy to understand. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.